She is a serial entrepreneur. She started her first business 20 years ago and continues to follow her path. She's on a quest to help other entrepreneurs to find their balance within their own lives. She shares years of knowledge and wisdom to help create a better space so that you're able to take a leap with her and with confidence and trust into entrepreneurship and building a holistic community together. And she also has a host of different magazines, Dancin' Magazine. She is Infinite Lifestyle Magazine. She's has Ingenious Publishers, and she has a nonprofit organization, Visionaries of Dance Incorporated, which is a 501c nonprofit. Without further ado, our president, Karina Felix.
Okay, how do I put this? Anywhere? I really appreciate that you're here to be with us. I want to say a special thank you and appreciation to Rochelle and Mark for allowing us to have our meetings here at Break Free Pharmacy, and of course to my trusted assistant and gorgeous daughter and my little lifesaver most of the time, Kiara. Thank you very much. She will come around and give you some pens and a little worksheet, so as we're walking through you can actually fill in and work along with me. So this is a little bit of interactive working together. So today we're doing 4 simple steps to living your desired lifestyle. Today I'm going to introduce you to a couple of simple steps you could take towards achieving your holistic conscious lifestyle. The reason I said conscious lifestyle is as we all already said all night, we're so busy doing so much different things that we're really not connecting with who we are on a regular basis, and we should become more aware throughout the day of what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what our actions are, because it always comes right back to us and we wonder, why is this not working? It's because, well, you're not focused, and we need to learn to be focused and stay in our lane. So the art of achieving success. I love to say that success is a form of art. The reason I say that is because I've been a dancer my whole life. And as a dancer, it takes a lot of commitment, discipline, perseverance, repetition, and lots of focus. And that's what we have to do also with our everyday life and our business. You know, it takes the same set of passion and dedication to achieve our success in a daily lifestyle. So with the commitment, the mistakes, opportunities, they're all part of our learning and growing. Whether it's going well, it's going bad. I don't see bad or failure as anything bad. To me, it's all learning, and we have to build up on that process. So, I've been doing this magazine for 8 years. Before this, I owned a marketing PR company in Aruba. I had a dance studio, kids club, and babysitting service in Turks and Caicos while raising 2 little kids. This is my daughter, if I didn't mention that before. And along with other stuff, I'm a real, not besides being a serial entrepreneur or business owner, I do too much stuff. I'm really all over the place. I do too much multitasking. So even doing all of that, I was also volunteering at the school and at the nonprofit art foundation, and I was teaching every morning at the elementary school. So my days never ended. But somehow, because of being in school in the studio, I was still able to spend a lot of time with my kids, which was my goal from the beginning, because I wanted to be available for my kids. So that's how that worked out. So living the conscious lifestyle became important to me when I realized that no matter how hard I worked or how much I accomplished, something was missing. And that was just finding that sense of peace. About a year ago, I would say, I hit what I call a proverbial wall. I reached a point where it's like, what do I do now? You know, I went through a divorce. I thought it was going to be like, yay, I'm divorced. Well, you don't really snap out of it as fast as you thought. And I just thought, oh, it would be a breeze, but it wasn't. It took me a while to just get back into my feet. And I loved doing too much stuff, and that got me all caught up with doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And I reached this point where I thought, I'm not going back, but I'm not going forward either. What's happening? What am I missing here? And this is a funny story. So I was up in Orlando, and to a conference, and they had a breakout room with all the holistic practitioners, the palm reader, the the energy healer, the Akashic record guide. I mean, they were all there, and I thought, I'm going to spend today and just go around and try all of them. And every one of them individually turned to me and said, "You're all over the place." And I said, "What do you mean?" They said, your energy is just erratic. It's very hard for you to get direction." So at the end, I just started laughing. By the third or fourth, I'm just going, yeah, I'm all over the place. Okay, thank you. But what came out of that is during the Akashic record guy, and she goes, "You can ask a question." And I said, "Well, why is my business not moving forward or anything happening?" And they said, "Because we can't help you. We don't know what you want. You don't have a goal. You don't have a direction. You're all over the place. And once you're all over the place, they cannot make it work for you," right? So at that point, I had to go back and say, okay, let's rein it in. Let's figure out, what do we want? Where am I going? One thing at a time. So I went back to reading. I love reading. So went back to the usual guys. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, The Science of Getting Rich, As a Man Thinketh. So I know everyone read Think and Grow Rich. Am I correct? Most, everyone? Okay. We read it. We go, oh wow, great information. And then we don't apply it. Think and Grow Rich has been written at least 100 years ago. 100 years ago. And their intention was to create a platform where everyone should be living the life. Everyone should have anything and everything they want. And I thought, well, why aren't we living that lifestyle? What's happening here? What's going on? So I went back into reading them, and then I realized they all have a common denomination. Think. It says think and grow rich. It doesn't say do. It doesn't say action. It says think, right? Because we know energy flows where attention goes. What you focus on grows, and whatever is the focus of attention becomes more prominent. And we now know that in quantum physics proves that we can create our own future just by thinking. It doesn't take that much work. So our thoughts are 99.99% of the process of our achievement. 99.99%. Do we spend any time thinking? We spend a lot of time running around, doing busy work, and not getting anything accomplished the way we would like it to be accomplished. So I love when I go to seminars and they say, you got to work smarter, not harder. So you should get this app, this Facebook, this, and now they're bombarding us with more stuff that's distracting us. And I'm going, it's got to be simpler than that. There is no way you're going to throw more stuff for me. It's still not going to work, because again, do, action, action, action. That's not where we should be. We should be focusing more on how do we use our minds to get us where we want to go. What does your desired lifestyle look like? Does it look anything like this? Most of us would say, yeah, I'd like to eat healthier. I'd like to work out and have a good body. I'd love to go on vacation. I want to be sitting on the beach too. I want to spend time with my family. I would love to have a nice, comfortable home. We all have a different lifestyle. image in our head. Not everyone wants the big house. Not everyone wants the sports car. Maybe all you want is enough money to retire and never have to think about that. Maybe you want to help your kids buy their first house. Maybe whatever that is, we all have our own desires for our own lifestyle. So I know we hear lifestyle and we're thinking luxury, but it doesn't have to be luxury. You just have to be able to create the life you can live every day with peace. So in your notebook, in the first one, it says write your dreams, goals, and desires. So step number 1, figuring out what's your definite chief aim, your purpose, your desire. A definite purpose backed by a burning desire for its fulfillment. The key word here is burning desire. And I want to tell you this story of my girlfriend. One day, maybe a few months back, my girlfriend and I were going up to Orlando, where her son is in school, and we were taking furniture. He had just moved into his new house. And as we're in the car, she had me on my phone looking for a white convertible RX-8. And I'm like, okay, why? So my question was, why do you need a convertible? Only one person can sit next to you. You have no storage. You always have stuff in your car. Why would you want a car that it's not practical? And her answer was, when I was younger, one of my first cars was a white convertible RX-7. She goes, and I was so happy. She goes, when I got into that car, I put on my seatbelt, I adjust my mirrors, put the roof down, turn up my music, grab the wheel, she goes, and I just zoomed down the highway. She goes, I was happiest ever. And I saw her face lit up. And I realized it's a memory, because our desire is really a memory of a feeling. So Stuart just happens to have the white convertible. So we got off the road, got up 95, and we went to see this car, walked in, and she went, that car. Like, she saw nothing else, that car. So, of course, the salesman is happy. He's thinking, I'm selling a car today. So he pulls up the car, she jumps in, and I'm watching her. And put on her seatbelt, put down this roof, turn up the music, got herself situated, and she went, and she's gone. And I'm feeling bad for this guy, because I know she drives like crazy. And she thinks she's Mario Andretti. So I know she's zooming down the highway, and this poor guy is having a heart attack. But as she's coming back, I'm watching her. I didn't even get my phone out on time, because I wanted to capture a moment. And I could see the smile on her face. And she jumped, and she got out of the car, and she was glowing. And I thought, it's not the car. It's the memory of that feeling. That's really, really what she wanted, right? And actually, my friend Brian right here just had a convertible Mercedes. Drove up, same thing, right? Put the head down, wind blowing. And it's so funny, because he called and left me a message. The voice was not his voice. It was like a kid who was in a candy store. He was so happy and so excited. And just listening, I had to listen to it a couple of times, because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, he is like, it's happy, that, oh, wow, that overwhelming. And of course, cherry on the top of the ice cream, he went up to see his favorite football, the Steelers. I'm not a football fan, but anyway. And they won, and he was there to see that. So can you imagine the double happiness that he made a trip and saw the game that he has been wanting to see for a while. And all of that brought great fun, happy memories. So how do you define your definite chief aim? If you had everything you wanted in life, how would you feel? Right? So your chief aim is really the feeling of that desire, more so than the actual attainment of the object. So the question is, what is your definite chief aim? What's that feeling you're looking for? So when you say, well, I want the house on the beach, why? What's your why? Write your why. Did you write it already? You've been cheating. What's that feeling of why? It doesn't have to be a car. It could just be a travel. It could be whatever it is that you're desiring. And of course, most of it is peace of mind, security, comfort, right? That's really what, at the end of the day, that's what we want. It's not the house. It's not a car. It's not the trips. It's that feeling. If you can have that feeling sitting right here with your friends and talking and laughing, it's really the same thing. But we would just like it to go on longer. Did everyone finish writing? Okay. So step 2, I say your vehicle or the means. What is or will be your plan of action to create and achieve your definite chief aim? Your one audacious idea. They said you need one good idea to take you to that level. Just one. Some people get inspired and they get an idea in their head and it's like, I'm going to run with this. Some of you already have your business. Some of you are, most of you are doing more than one business. We're all multitasking again. And once we all, again, dabbing here, dabbing there, it's like the old water pump. Remember the old water pump, right? Once you start pumping, it takes a while for it to build up the pressure. And then the water starts trickling, and finally the water is flowing. As the water starts flowing, the effort of pumping becomes less energy you have to put into it. What happens when you stop? You got to go right back to the beginning and work your way back up. So every time we go off our track, we are distracted, we do 2, 3 other things, we keep going right back to the beginning and building up and right back to the beginning. So it's very important that you pick your one specific goal, stick to that, make that work, and when that's working, you can also always go back and start working on something else. And believe me, this girl knows that, been there, done that. So, in this moment, you could write right now, what's your chief aim from all of the different things you're doing? Which is the one you would love to just focus on and make that your vehicle of making your money that's going to create your lifestyle? Step number 3, goal setting. How overwhelmed do you feel on a Monday morning when you go back to work? I got to do this, I got to check the email, I got to make calls, I got to, there's so much going on. And if you don't set an instant goal before the week starts, not during the week, not during when you're already busy, because then your mind is already all over the place. They usually say on Sunday night is a good time to just sit down and say, okay, what do I need to accomplish this week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where do I put it in? Where are my phone calls? When do I check emails? If we don't create a balance in our scheduling, have you ever in your head going, I have all of this to do, and you sit in front of the computer and you're staring going, where do I start? What's more important? What do I need to do? So that happens to most of us all the time, especially when, you know, bing and the pops and the phone ringing and the emails and the Facebook, and then we get all lost, and then you go, I was busy all day, but I feel like I accomplished nothing. And that's because we've got so much distraction throughout the day. So I'm going to give you like not a few seconds to give yourself 5, did I put 5? Okay. 5 plan of action you're going to take, I'm going to say tomorrow, but maybe this evening if you want to, of how are you going to achieve that next step. Is it an email you have to make? Is it a business plan? Is it someone specific you have to call? Is it something to do with marketing? Whatever that is, what's that first step you think you have to take in the next couple of days to get you on track to creating this lifestyle that you desire? I want to share a story. My girlfriend Laurie, who was my college roommate, and she lives in Bermuda. In 2011, she came down to visit me, and she stated that she wanted to start a business. And I said, well, what kind of business do you want to do? She goes, I don't know, maybe something with juicing, whatever, but I would really like to make cookies. I'm like, do it. Just jump in and do it. And she goes, yeah, she did a yes. And then nothing happened. And I'm not going to stay on her case, so I just let it go on. 2016, it comes up again. I want to do my business. I want to do cookies. And I said, all right, if you are going to bring it up, we are going to do something about it now. You are going to call your Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to figure out what do you need to do to start a business. Because it's not like here, you can go online and just do everything. Their system is very different. So she did. And I said, get incorporated. If you do nothing else, I said, get incorporated, get a name for your business, and get a website. Just do that. Even if you do nothing else, just do that. Because once you do one step, then the other step just kind of automatically comes, right? I said, just do just that. And she goes, okay. So she went and, she got incorporated, she got her website. And last year I invited her to come down, and we went to a WPN level up. And I took her there, and they help her streamline her ideas, her goals, and what to do. And as of a year, we're in a year now, she started her cookie business, started selling to her students, then to the teachers, then to the parents. Now she has her cookies in 5 different stores on the island, right? And I'm so excited for her. But where would she have been had she started in 2011 when she had that idea and didn't have the courage to just jump and do it? I said, girl, you would have been in Canada, you would have been in the US, in the UK. I said, you could have been anywhere, because we tend to put stuff off. If we don't have our goals and we don't have our mission, it gets put in the back burner, because every day there's something that comes up and takes all of our attention. And of course, you have to believe. You have to believe that whatever you put in your head, it is going to happen. You have to talk as if it's in the past. And with my friend Laurie, we have the funniest, if anyone heard us talking, they would think we're crazy, because she would come and said, girl, she's from Bermuda, and she goes, that new guy of mine, he is so amazing. He takes me out to dinner all the time. We go on the best vacation. She goes, and didn't we have a great time last week in Costa Rica? And I'm like, yes, we had such an amazing time. And he is really wonderful. It was really nice meeting him. And we go through this whole conversation about a guy that doesn't exist yet. It is great, right? Speak it into existence. Or she would say, oh yeah, that former job of mine, because she's an educator for 20 years. And she wants to switch and to focus on her cookie business, but she's still working. So instead of saying my job, she goes, that former job of mine? And I said, oh yeah, you mean the one where you used to work, where you used to teach? And she's like, oh yeah. I said, yeah, because the cookie business is so great. I said, you're all over Canada already? And we have this whole conversation as if it's done. And I'm glad no one hears us, because I'm sure we sound crazy, but we became each other's, we built each other up. And that's very, very important. So it's important to believe. And keep your dreams alive. Understand to achieve anything requires faith and belief in yourself, vision, hard work, determination, and dedication. Remember, all things are possible for those who believe. Do we agree? Okay. And very, very important part, your mastermind, your accountability partners, the people that's going to stand there and cheer you on. Whether you're down here, whether you're up there, they're there to cheer you on. You have to have someone that you can call at those, especially those low moments, that's going to talk you right back into your happy space. And we don't always find that, you know, because sometimes we have to be very cautious, right? Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones that's going to bring down our energy. And it's not because they're being mean, but it's because they think they're being helpful. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to be disappointed. Well, you know, you sure you can do that? But you don't know. And it just, my mother would say, I would say, oh, I'm going to start this business. And she goes, you think you can do that? And it's like, really? Why just go, yes. My ex-husband would be like, well, what if it doesn't work? And if it fails? And I'm like, can we like not deal with the negative yet? Let me get started first. And then we'll worry about the failure. Because if I worry with failure, I'll never get started. So be very careful, especially when we all know this because this is a whole different group. This is great to be in a group like this, but we all know we cannot talk everything in front of anyone. When I mentioned to someone at one of my last events that this is the direction I want to go, helping people to find that passion and go after it and create a life. And she goes, well, I'm not interested. Then you're not my market. You're not for me. There are millions of people out there. It doesn't have to be you, right? But there's always someone that's going to try to, a little tweak. I always get like a little, So, you know, it's like, thank you very much. Don't need to talk to you no more. Bye. So, right? So that's how it works. So in conclusion, we uncovered your desired feelings and desires, I hope. You had a chance to really focus on that. You chose the vehicle and means you want to use to achieve these goals. You set up your immediate goals, right? What we're going to be doing this week, ASAP. Don't throw that paper in the back of your car when you get in the car. Spend time daily focusing, thinking. Again, remember, whatever you think, you manifest. So keep all of that always at the forefront. Whatever your goals are, find your accountability partner, a friend, an acquaintance, a co-worker, whoever that is. Find someone you can share with that can guide you and support you. I think you guys are doing well, and Rochelle does well, and I guess you guys two have a great relationship going, so it's good to have that. And stay away from the negative influence and vibes. Stay away. Just walk away. And I'm sure you've all been to that moment where you had to drop some friends out of your life and walk away. So just remember, our thoughts mixed with our feelings, action and words manifest the outcome that you want in your daily life. And I'm working on my first course that will start in 2019, and that is what my experience has been. I've had coaches and I've had workshops and conference, and I bought into the system, like I put it. But when you are beginning, you need a lot of support. You need a lot of help. You need a lot of hand holding. You know, the kid has to learn to crawl before it could walk. Once it could walk, they run. But before that, and I have had the moments where it's like, okay, so what you want to do? Well, I don't know. That's what I'm paying you for, to help me figure out what I need to do and where I need to go. I want someone to hold my hand like this. We go skipping down the road if we have to, but I need one-on-one special guidance work with a blockage, and all of that different stuff. And I feel so passionate about that's what I want to offer. I know it will be time consuming for me, but that's okay if I can get the results out of helping someone make that transition to jump and start a business or focus more on whatever that is. It could be your health, it could be your weight, it could just need that accountability partner, someone that's interested. So that's what I'm creating my course around, and if anyone is interested for more information, you could sign up on the sheet at the table. And ta-da! Thank you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys being here.